welcome back to This Week in Hockey East. This interview brought to you by Boston Harbor Hotel. Plan your getaway today at bostonharborhotel.com and experience Boston's best waterfront views. Want to welcome in PC freshman center Roger McQueen. You've had such an interesting last year. We're going to get into your draft day. We're going to get into your growth at Providence. Providence clinching first place, being the top team in Hockey East, and what all of that means to you. But Roger, just thanks for joining us.
Appreciate it. Yeah, happy to be here.
So let's start with draft day, because we'll go chronologically here. You get picked 10th overall by the Anaheim Ducks. So you're in California for the draft. And when we were all watching it as an NHL reporter, we got to watch you go on this wild ride, go right from being drafted onto a helicopter to Disney World. Can you take us through just how fun that experience was, what they set up for you, and how your draft day was?
Yeah, I mean, obviously draft day is like a pretty nerve-wracking day. So I don't know. I remember just kind of waking up for that day, being like, "Holy shit, this is it," and then kind of going to the draft and not really knowing. You never really know. I guess you have like the feeling of what you think, but you never ultimately know. And then obviously Anaheim picks me in LA, which is pretty cool because it's, I mean, a 45-minute drive to Anaheim. So they had fans there, which was pretty sweet. And then usually it's like a bunch of media like right after, but like 5 minutes later they had like told me I was going on a helicopter ride to Disneyland, and it was like, all right. And then got on that with my dad, went off the top of the building there. So that was pretty cool. And then we landed, and I think they brought all my family there, so I had like the whole park to myself after taking like pictures and stuff. So they gave us the whole park to ourselves after. Kind of hung out there and then went back. My agent had like a thing for us. We went there, and then the next day, I had like this yacht tour kind of thing on like this rented out boat through Newport, which was insane. So then I had that to do, and then the next day I was throwing the pitch at the opening pitch at the Angels game. So that was pretty cool too, and it was just kind of like a whirlwind of stuff. So it was pretty sweet.
I didn't realize you had the whole park to yourself. That's pretty cool. I don't think a lot of people can say that. I don't think a lot of people have been in a helicopter. You're not afraid of heights, right?
Depends where I am, but not normally. No, first helicopter ride though, so it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Congratulations on that, and I'm sure it played out maybe even better than you expected.
Yeah.
But take us through the rest of your summer as well, because obviously that's a whirlwind and it's a lot of fun stuff. And then you get back to work, right? You go to Anaheim Development Camp. You make your decision to come to Providence College, and I believe did you skate with them in the summer as well to like the summer school group that went, or did you come in the fall?
Yeah, no, I never skated in the summer. I just came straight into the fall after development camp. I'd gone to train in Florida, and then flew back home for like a couple days, and then came straight here. So
So take us through that summer then. What was development camp like? What did they ask you to work on, and what went into PC becoming the landing spot for you this year?
yeah, development camp was awesome. I mean, it was nice to go somewhere hot. I'm from Saskatoon, so it's a different change for sure being in California there. So that was pretty cool. And then yeah, the camp was awesome. It was, I think, 4 days long. It was a bit of testing, and then obviously skating every day, and it was good. The guys were great, and I had a buddy there, actually a couple buddies. Guy off Brandon, the team that I got drafted from, they Brady Turco. He's one of my buddies, and then I had Terrence Smith there from the WHL too. So I had some familiar faces there. But yeah, it was a ton of fun. I mean, a lot of things like to work on. I'd heard like it was obviously getting stronger and kind of filling out, which will come with time. So that's mostly just kind of getting in the gym and getting some more muscle on me, and then obviously like speed and quickness. Being a tall guy, there's always, you can always work on that. So it was just a lot about power and kind of speed and getting stronger through my legs and stuff. So I'd heard that stuff, and that's what I had planned to do this summer. So then I went to Florida to work with Mike Barwis, and he was awesome there. And I went there for about a month and a half, and then back home with Kelly Rio, my trainer there. And then yeah, I just landed in Providence. I think it had a lot to do with talking to all the coaches, and I had talked to Nate quite a bit, and I kind of built a trust and a good bond with him, and I thought he was really genuine and kind of laid it out front for me, which I appreciated. And Yeah, I mean, I had my captain from the Brandon Wheat Kings was already here, transferred, and Hudson Malinowski, my best buddy from back home in Saskatoon, was here. So it made it an easier spot to definitely come to and feel comfortable. So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Easier to land where you already have people that you know. And I was talking to Nate Lehman this past week about his CHL guys. You're one of those guys. You're on a line with two other guys, Julius Sumpfin, Jonathan Fauchon, that all came, all freshmen that came out of the CHL. How has that been for you? And obviously, a lot's been made this year of guys now able to come in and make that transition. What was the jump like, and how nice has it been to have other guys kind of on the same path as you?
Yeah, I mean the jump's been pretty hard. I think jumping from any league that's a little bit better is always tough. It's kind of a lot goes into it. There's obviously the new team and systems, but ultimately like the pace of the game and just having like half a second less to make a play. And I mean playing against guys that are 26, 25 and a bit heavier, it's just a more physical and heavier league. So I think it obviously took a bunch of games to get used to, and I think I'm still getting used to it. I think there's still learning to do here, but definitely think our guys, especially the CHL guys, have got used to it and have been doing really well lately. And especially having 10 freshmen and almost all of them are coming from the CHL, it's nice to be able to kind of sit down with them after a game and ask them how they're feeling. And it's nice to be able to be close with a lot of the guys just because you've played against a lot of them. So it's nice to be able to talk to them about it. But yeah, for sure, having all those guys to be able to go through it with you is nice as well.
Yeah, he paid you guys a compliment as well. He said every one of the guys my assistants brought us, I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's such a great guy, and they're gonna fit really well. And you guys do have a young team. You have a group of a lot of freshmen, and there's been teams around Hockey East and around the NCAA in general who've had young teams that haven't had as much success as you guys have. Obviously, finishing first place. What are some of the things that you guys have been able to do to kind of mesh together to lead you to having a young team that's also a successful team?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, a lot goes into it. Obviously, there's a great staff here and everything around that. But I think the biggest thing as a team is just, I mean, everyone buys into the same thing. Like everyone kind of knows their role and is totally fine with what coach asks them to do or what the team's asking for. And yeah, I think everyone just is trust each other. I mean, when you can look around the room and look to your right and left, and you can trust every guy that's going to go out there and work for you, it just works on the ice, and it usually all folds together. And we've been doing that really well in the second half. And I think just after the first half, it was not a bad first half, but it was definitely a tougher one and a learning curve for a ton of people. So I think just taking that and taking information, what you can get from it, and learning from that, and bringing that into the second half, I think we did a really good job of just being able to get through that, and then yeah, just show what we can do. I mean, we know what we can do, and we know the group of guys we have in here, so it's just about trusting one another.
Well, congratulations on your season and the season your team has had, finishing first place, getting underway in the quarterfinals on Saturday. So good luck with the playoffs. Exciting time of year for you guys. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Women's Hockey East Championship game and the two teams from the women's side that made the NCAA tournament. Plus, we preview the men's quarterfinal matchups this weekend. Coming up next on This Week in Hockey East.